Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to be reviewing all of the skills and concepts that we've learned over the last 4 days in math. So I'm going to start from the beginning and we're going to just do a couple examples from each just to refresh your memory. So the first one that we learned is place value. Okay? So I'm going to write our different place values here and then we are going to name them. Okay, so our first one is the ones, then our tens, then hundreds, thousands, ten thousands, one hundred thousands, and millions. Okay, so there is our place value. So I'm going to go ahead and write a number in there for you. Okay, if we use the strategy of saying numbers that we talked about before, we say the number before the comma. So we got 7,342,105. I never said "and" anywhere in those numbers. Okay, so now let's talk about place value. So if I would say, what place value is in the thousands place? It would be 2. If I said, what number is in the tens place? It would be 0. Or how about in the millions place? It is 7. Okay. You might also be asked the value of a number. Okay. The value is different than the place value because that means it's worth. So if I would say, what is the worth of the 4 in the 10,000s place? That would be worth 40,000. Okay. If I ask, what would be the worth of the 2 in the thousands place? That would be 2,000. Okay, so don't get confused there. Value and place value, or place value and the value or the worth are different things. Okay? All right, so now we've also learned about expanded form. So we're going to do that next. So I'm going to go ahead and write a number at the top here. So I have the number 3,625. Now that's the standard form. That's the way we normally write numbers. Okay, but I want the expanded form. So I want to think of the value of each of these numbers, and I'm going to add them all together. Okay, so we'll start with the number on our left in the thousands place. That equals 3,000. So I'm going to write 3,000 plus our number in the hundreds place, which is 6, which equals 600, plus the number in our tens place, which is 2, and that equals 20. And then plus the value of our 7 in the ones place, which equals 7. So this number in expanded form is 3,000 plus 600 plus 20 plus 7. Okay, let's do a harder one now, a bigger number. Let's do this number. 52,037. So again, we're going to look at the value of each of the numbers and write them below, and we're going to add them all together. So start at the left again. So this is in the 10,000s place. So the 5 has a value of 50,000. 50,000 plus the 2 is in the thousands place. So that is 2,000 plus, now don't get tricked by this, okay? That's the hundreds place, but there's 0 there. So it has a value of 0. There's nothing there. So we put 0 plus the value of our 3, which is 30, plus our value of our 7 in the ones place, which is 7. So I have 50,000 plus 2,000 plus 0 plus 30 plus 7. Okay? So that's expanded form. So now we also talked about comparing numbers. So we're going to do that next. Okay? So the first set of numbers I'm going to compare are these two. Okay, so 6,271. And how does that compare to 6,271? So a lot of times you might know it just by saying it, but let's pretend we don't. So we need to look through each place values and see where there's a difference in the numbers. So if I look first at the thousands place, both of those numbers are 6. So let's go to the hundreds place. We have a 2 and a 7. Well, 200s is less than 700s. So we put the less than symbol in there. 6,271 is less than 6,721. Let's do a higher number next. Okay, so I have 678,409 and 678,049. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to look at our place values and see where they have changed. So our value in the 100,000s place is the same. The value in the 10,000s is the same. The value in the 100,000s are the same. Now look at the hundreds. Those are changed. 4 is greater than 0. So 678,409 is greater than 678,049. Okay, the last skill we talked about was rounding. Okay, and I'm just going to go over, there's 3 methods we talked about. I'm just going to go over the simplest way. Okay, so I'm going to write a number here, 364. And we are going to round it to the nearest 10. So I'm going to write that in the corner so we remember. Okay, nearest tens place. All right, so this is the place that we're rounding to the tens. So I'm going to underline that. Now I want you to remember the phrase, 5 or more, add 1 more. 5 or less, let it rest. Numbers behind zeros their name. So let's look at the number that is behind the 6. Okay, it's a 4. So if we said if it is less than 5, we let it rest. Okay, so this is going to stay the same. It's going to stay 6. So the 3 stays the same, the 6 stays the same, okay? And everything behind changes to 0. So this rounds to 300 and 360. All right, let's do a more difficult one next. Okay, so this is 1,392,764. So we're going to do the same thing we did before, except this time we are going to round to the nearest 100,000. So I am going to underline that place. That's the 3. Okay, and I'm going to look at the one next door. Is it greater than 5? 5 or greater, or is it less than 5? It is greater than 5. So we need to add one more. Now don't be tricked by this. We're not adding one more to that number. We're adding one more to the number in the 100,000s place. Okay? So 1 stays the same. The 3 changes to 4. Everything behind that number changes to a 0. Okay? So if we were rounding to the 100,000 place, this would become 1,400,000. All right, so those are the different areas that we learned about this week, and I hope this is helpful as you complete your activities today. Bye.